1857 to 1877, the territory of Arizona was ravaged by an infamous outlaw known as the Sidewinder. As the phantom leader of a band of renegade youths, the Sidewinder burned ranch houses, attacked immigrant trains, looted and murdered. The United States cavalry, in spite of determined efforts, was unable to apprehend the Sidewinder, for no one knew him. A mysterious figure, he came out of nowhere and disappeared after every raid.
Adiós, vida de mi vida, la causa de mis dolores, el perfume de las flores, el amor de mis amores. Adiós para siempre, adiós. Mr. Tex, how do you like my song?
Well, I like it fine, but what's it mean?
Oh, it means a boy singing goodbye to his girl. Because she don't love he, the boy, he loves she. You see? I sing it again. Adios, mariquita linda.
Sidewinder. My rifle to the ranch house.
Things look pretty bad, Mr. Tex.
Yeah, our best chance is to stampede the cattle and ride out with them. We're lucky we may get away.
Well, gonna stay here and get scalp.
All right, good luck. Now let's go.
Okay.
Gracias, señor. Adiós.
You take it easy, Jose. We'll get going again.
They set the ranch house on fire. Sidewinders. You fix them good for me, Mr. Tex.
Yeah, Jose. I'll fix them good.
Her rings are all under her eyes, for she gave her heart to a hosiery drummer who vowed by the stars that he'd come back next summer. There's no ring on her finger, not even a ring of her own, for just like his stockings he ran, and she's all alone. With no ring on her finger and nothing but time on her hands, she soon fell in love with a man from the city who sold her some cold cream and swore she'd look pretty. No ring on her finger, not even a half-carat stone, for just like his cold cream he vanished, and she's all alone.
What the big
Whiskey.
Well, you two look like you've been on a long, dusty trip.
And we have, Carolina, after the Sidewinder again.
Oh? Any better luck this time, Lieutenant?
No, another false trail as usual.
Oh, how about a drink?
Sure. Whiskey for the lady.
I saw the Sidewinder and his Indians a couple of days ago.
Where?
At the Canyon Diablo. I had a nice ranch and a few head of Herefords. When the Sidewinder left, I had a heap of bachelors.
Well, that's too bad. You're lucky you're alive to tell about it. Saw the Sidewinder, you said. Could you give us a description?
I was kind of busy at the time. All I saw was that he was big and had on store clothes.
How do you ranchers ever expect the Army to get the Sidewinder when all you can tell us is that he's big and wears store clothes? That description fits half the men in this saloon.
Lieutenant, the Army's had the Sidewinder's description for a good many years, and you haven't caught him yet.
Maybe you'd like to ride out to Canyon Diablo with us and show us how to get him.
He was heading north where you can't follow trail for long. Besides, I figured on catching him myself, and I got no intention of being hampered by any soldiers.
You can't talk that way about the Army, mister. What's your name, mister?
McCloud, Tex McCloud.
Mr. McCloud, the United States Cavalry will get the Sidewinder. Of that I'm certain.
I got money that says we get him.
Maybe you'd like to make a little bet, Lieutenant.
All right. How about it, McCloud? I'm prepared to wager 1 year's pay that the Army gets the Sidewinder before you do.
What's your name?
Tom Blaine, Lieutenant, B Troop, 2nd Cavalry.
Tom Blaine, huh? Well, I'm flat broke, but I'm taking you up on that bet, Lieutenant.
What are you going to use for money?
I'll guarantee Mr. McCloud's half of the bet.
Well, that's good enough for me, Carolina. Good luck.
Lieutenant, if you will excuse us, I would like a word with our Indian fighter here. Shall we go where we can talk?
By the way, Lieutenant, you won't find the Sidewinder in any bars.
Year's a long time to go without pay, Lieutenant.
Just what would you suggest, Sergeant?
Well, before I ever make any real important decisions, I always take a good, healthy chaw of tobacco. Here.
O'Rourke, how many times have I told you I am not a tobacco chewer, nor do I ever intend to be one?
It's cavalry, Lieutenant. Cavalry.
Showdown. You'll have to play solitaire someplace else tonight. That was Eddie Calhoun. Among other things, he's a gambler.
All right, he's a gambler.
Over there behind that screen, there's a tub and some soap and water. Why don't you try sprucing up a bit? I'll go down and get you some food. When I come back, we'll talk. A little soap and water makes a lot of difference.
Well, at least it makes a man feel better.
While you're eating this, maybe we can get acquainted. I guess you've been sort of wondering about me.
Oh, I think a man always wonders about a woman, especially a good-looking one.
Tex McCloud. That's a nice name. I like it.
Miss, any other time, well, I'd like to talk with you, but right now I've got something on my mind. You gonna tell me how to find the Sidewinder?
Maybe. Maybe not.
I'm in kind of a hurry. I made a bet with the Army, remember?
I'll make you a proposition, but if you don't accept it, just forget you ever saw me.
Well, forget the words we exchanged.
That's what I mean. Now, about this Sidewinder, I don't know what he looks like nor where he holds up. But to get him, you'll need supplies, and you better hire yourself a couple of straight shooting men to help you find him. That'll take money. I can show you how to get a stake fast.
How much of a stake?
2,000.
How many men do I have to kill?
None. All you have to do is collect the debt. There's a man who owes me 20,000. And don't ask me why.
That's a lot of money. Has he got it?
That and plenty more. He owns the rich placer mine somewhere in a hotel. And a trading post.
You know, that description would about fit a character called Lucky Lee.
Know him?
Oh, I reckon everyone in these parts has heard of him. But if he hasn't paid you before, what makes you think he'll do it now?
I've been keeping tabs on him for quite a spell now, waiting for the right moment to come along. This is it. There's a certain party that Lucky thinks a heap of. All you have to do is take this party out of circulation until he pays his debt.
Lucky in the habit of paying $20,000 for his women?
I didn't say the party was a woman.
That's right, you didn't. No dice. Here. That's for the wash-up privileges and the grub.
Most men would figure walking out of here was a mistake, mister.
I like making a mistake once in a while, lady.
Heard him, Ed? Move! Heading for Canyon Diablo, Lieutenant? The Army doesn't waste any time, Mr. McCloud. Right by two! Move! Room 7.
All right. You having trouble, ma'am?
The lock on this door, it doesn't seem to work.
Let me try. It sure rusted tight. You know, you need a good lock on a hotel like this. Say, the one in my door works. Why don't we trade rooms?
I'm accepting your offer, mister. I'll be right back. Oh!
Reckon you ought to be safe now, ma'am.
Thank you. Good night.
Good night. Ma'am?
No.
We made a mistake.
Uh-huh. Just dropping in on an old friend, huh?
Yeah, that's right.
Well, suppose you drop in on Carolina and tell her I don't like getting plugged in my sleep. Now, get out.
What did they want?
Oh, they're looking for me, I reckon.
But why?
That's kind of a long story, but if I was you, ma'am, I'd get out of this rat trap. It's not a good place for you.
I am. I'm taking the stage north in the morning.
Good.
What's your name?
Tex McCloud.
I'm Nora Logan. If you ever come to Port Savage, look up Lucky Lee.
Lucky Lee.
I'm sure he'll feel he owes you something for protecting me.
I'd heard that Lucky didn't like to pay debts.
That's not true. Lucky is a man of honor.
Maybe he is, ma'am, but I had the impression that certain parties don't think so.
You're trying to frighten me, and I'm wondering why.
I'm trying to help you. Those two characters might come back.
But I thought they were looking for you.
All right, I could be wrong. Maybe they're looking for you.
Good night, mister. Tex McCloud.
Good night, Nora Logan.
I'm thinking we're on a wild goose chase, Lieutenant. We haven't seen a sign of that herd for the last 30 miles.
Yeah, I know. They could have turned off in any one of these canyons.
Smoke down there at the base of that mesa when you left there, Lieutenant.
What do you make of it, Sergeant? Look like an Indian smoke signal to you?
Indian smoke goes up in puffs, not in straight plumes.
Yeah.
On the other hand, that might be them Utes sitting down there among the rocks waiting for us.
There's smoke over there at the foot of that ravine. We're going over to investigate. Keep your eyes peeled. Maybe a trap. Flankers on right and left point. What? Oh.
If you're looking for that Sidewinder and those engines, they were here, Lieutenant.
How long ago?
This morning. They hit us before we knew it.
Driving any cattle?
Didn't see none.
Just like you said, Lieutenant. Probably hid them cattle up a side canyon someplace.
Those devils got all my gold dust, and they killed my wife Aggie and my partner Jim. They made a clean sweep of it, they did.
I will see that you get safe escort back to the settlement.
I don't need no escort, Lieutenant. I ain't going no place.
How far you just going?
Port Savvy.
On aboard. We'll try and get you there.
Hold it. You have another passenger.
Morning.
Howdy.
My name is McCloud from Canyon Diablo.
Yeah, I heard all about you. That's too bad. I suppose you're looking for the Sidewinder.
Got any ideas where it'd be a good place to start?
Me? I wouldn't even know where to start looking. Neither would nobody else.
What do you know about an hombre called Showdown Calhoun?
Nothing good, just a thin-horn gambler, gunfighter, hangs out the last chance. Why do you ask?
Had a visit from him and a pal named Leif last night. They used 6 guns for a calling card.
Afraid you're a little late if you're looking for him, because I seen Showdown and Leif riding out of town here this morning about daybreak.
Which way they go?
Well, I don't rightly know, but they was leading an extra saddle horse for some reason.
What for?
Because I said so.
See here, mister. If it's our money you want...
It isn't. Come on. Let's go. Make it fast. Hurry up.
Where's Miss Logan?
We were held up by 2 masked men. They carried her off.
I'll be seeing you.
rescuing me is getting to be quite a habit with you.
It was a pleasure, ma'am. I'll collect my reward later.
No, Tex.
Lucky?
Yes.
Well, I reckon we better... Yeah, I got pretty much the same idea about him. We'll take a little walk over to Doc Fallon. While he's fixing up that shoulder, you can tell me where you got the rifle you sold at Trading Post yesterday.
What rifle?
The Winchester you took from my ranch in the Canyon Diablo 5 days ago, Mr. Sidewinder.
Me, the Sidewinder? You're crazy. For the last 10 days, I've been holed up in Jeb Weaver's shack at Horseleaf Canyon.
Yeah, that's right, Marshal. I'm Jeb Weaver. He was with me, just like you said.
I still want to know how come you sold my rifle to Hopi Joe.
Hopi Joe's a liar.
You're going to have a chance to tell him that right to his face. Get going.
He did it! He did it! Tex has got him prisoner.
What are you doing here?
Looking after my horse. Any more questions?
Let's see your gun.
Certainly. Too bad the barrel's cold, eh, Marshal?
Keep it that way.
Dead center, right between the eyes. You find the bushwhacker, amigo?
Made a clean getaway.
Well, the Sidewinder's dead. Your troubles are over and looks like you won your bet from the Army.
Kind of looks that way, doesn't it?
Sure does. You any doubts?
Tombstone claimed he'd been holed up in Jeb Weaver's shack in Horse Thief Canyon for the last 10 days. Jeb Weaver backed up his alibi.
Jeb Weaver? Jeb would. That old pack-rat's the biggest liar in the whole territory. I guess he figured Tombstone would pay him right handsome for the alibi. So some of you boys take him to the stable. And remember, there's a big celebration tomorrow. There's a Sidewinder's burial at sunup and a wedding in the afternoon. You're invited to both celebrations.
Bring him inside, folks.
That's right.
Much obliged, ma'am.
Think nothing of it.
It's kind of hard to figure you out. First you send Showdown to kill me, and then you turn around and save my life.
I was just trying to show you the kind of a woman I could be.
Carolina. Now, there's something I'd like to find out. Just what kind of a woman could you be?
Look, I'm in no mood for riddles. If you've got something to say, say it.
I will. You're in love with him, aren't you?
Don't be a fool. Me in love with Tex McCloud. I wish Tombstone had killed him.
He would have. If you hadn't interfered.
I don't want to talk about it, Showdown.
Well, I want to talk about it. You know how I feel about you. Look, Carolina, you and I made a deal. And just because you've gone soft for some broken-down cowboy's no reason why I should lose out.
You won't. I'm going through with it. More than ever, I'm going through with it.
All the way? Not just the money part of it? You and me?
Yes. You and me. Excuse me, Showdown. I have to get back to work.
You know where Jeb Weaver lives?
Me know.
Right fast.
Lucky.
What is it, turquoise?
Well,
What do you want?
you love me. You said so once.
I'm sorry if this hurts you, turquoise. But my mind's made up. I'm going to marry Nora tomorrow, and that's all there is to it. You go back to your own people. I'll send them food and blankets and give you some money.
I don't want money. I want you.
I've told you time and again that's impossible. A man in my position has got to marry one of his own kind. Besides, I love Nora.
What would happen if I tell the soldiers you are the Sidewinder?
You won't tell.
I won't tell.
Morning, Mr. McCloud.
How are you, Lieutenant? Sergeant?
Yeah, see, you got yourself a job with a badge. Hope you're saving your money.
Still figuring on winning that bet, Lieutenant?
I sure am.
For your information, the Sidewinder's over to the settlement at Fort Savage.
How do you know?
I saw him.
Well, if you're afraid to tackle a Sidewinder without the help of the Army, seems like the least you could do is stay over at the settlement and keep an eye on him so he don't get away.
He isn't going any place the Army'd care to follow, Lieutenant. We buried...
Thanks again, Tex.
It's a pleasure, ma'am.
Well, looks like all bets are off. Lieutenant, now you're cavalry.